everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to the channel if you are new here. I'm Alexandra and I am back with a new speed building video, and I'm so excited to share with you this build because today we are building the cottage from the Holiday movie, the Christmas movie that probably most of you know, or probably you actually maybe saw it a lot of times, because I actually saw this movie like a million times. Like each Christmas I am rewatching The Holiday. And yes, today we are building the Rosehill Cottage that's located in England. And actually I have to say that this is the hardest build that I did, I think, this year. It was so hard. Guys, like, believe me when I say it's been like the hardest, because I know I build a lot of big things, a lot of, I don't know, maybe difficult builds sometimes, but this one, it seems easy. It seems an easy shape. It doesn't have like a lot of things. You know, the house is actually not so big, but believe me, making it as in the movie, as I don't know, as close as I could, it was actually so hard. And I actually spent many hours on this. I think I spent more than 10 hours. And in fact, the first floor is actually not so accurate. I tried my best, but I couldn't. I don't know. I watched the movie. I searched for a lot of inspiration on Pinterest, on any website that I could basically find. And I don't know, something is with the first floor. Like, I know the house was, you know, built for the movie. It's not an actual house. And then some, I don't know, people maybe designed other cottages to look like this one. But I couldn't figure out the first floor, like where the bedroom is or the bathroom. Like, it's impossible in this house to have just the bathroom and the actual bedroom upstairs. I had extra space and I added a second bedroom. I didn't know how to make it, you know, as realistic, but I'm pretty happy with the main floor, where is the kitchen and the living room. And actually the exterior and the whole build didn't take me that much of time, but cluttering the space and giving it, you know, the aesthetic that it has inside, it was a very hard thing. And this build makes me, I don't know, somehow compare it with the Home Alone house, which I actually built last Christmas. And in case you want to see how I did that build, I will link it down in the description for you to watch. But actually, guys, the Home Alone house, it's I think it is like 3 times, 4 times bigger than this. It's a whole mansion, but it was 10 times easier than this tiny little cottage. And I don't know, it drove my, it took my heart out to actually build this. Believe me, I don't know, I never had such a headache. And I actually was live when I built this, and some people saw how much I struggled. But I don't know, I hope you're gonna like it, and I would be more than happy to hear if you want to download this from the gallery. Of course, it's gonna be there. And yeah, I used a lot of packs. I used, I think, everything that I have, all the packs that are nowadays in the game, and I tried my best to, I don't know, make it cozy, and I don't know, to actually make you feel like you are in the movie, in the Rosehill Cottage. And yeah, as you can see, the shape of the house was very easily done. And as you can see, I'm building with the snow on because it's a snowy, you know, build. And actually this is not so pretty without the snow, because there's no much landscape. We have just bushes and, I don't know, greenery here and there, some trees. Is not so detailed, because that's how the actual cottage is, with a very messy, you know, landscape, and not a very well designed front yard, I would say. But I am very happy with the look of the house because of the wallpapers. Like, the stone that came with Castle Estate Kit is the perfect thing for this cottage, and I'm so happy that I used that one. And actually the base game windows, I think they were the perfect, the perfect thing for this cottage. I couldn't find any windows in the build that are, looking like the ones in the movie. So yeah, speaking about the interior, took me, I don't know, a lot of time, more than the exterior, obviously. And I try to give it, I don't know, my best with all the items and clutter that we have in game to make it as realistic as possible. I tried to add the kitchen clutter that they had in the movie and the fireplaces, and I'm not so sure if everything is functional though. As you can see, I stacked this teapot on top of the stove with the counter underneath. It might cause some issues with the stove. I haven't playtested, but I will make sure it's playtested when I will add it to the gallery. But yeah, at this point when I'm doing this voiceover, it's not playtested, but I will try to make everything functional for you. So maybe, you can spend the holidays in The Sims in this cottage. And yes, I love one thing. I love the beams that are on the top of the walls, like on the ceilings, basically. I really think that's a very realistic thing to do, but I'm sad that while building, it's impossible to see, and I had to rotate the camera like crazy. I rotated a million times, and yeah, it's hard for you to like see the whole process. And in fact, I removed a lot of the building process because I don't know, I spent, as I said, a lot of hours, and I tried to find all the perfect clutter, and it's messy because I was building and watching images and building again, furnishing. So yeah, that's why it may be a bit chaotic. And one more thing that I would like to say, it's the office. Yeah, the office is not as it's supposed to be. I misunderstood the placement of the door and of the chair that's there, and the computer with the desk. So that's not as in the house, the main house. But I don't know, I just didn't had any power to do any changes, believe me. I have to say, like, this was very stressful. This was not a pleasant, a very pleasant thing for me to do. Like, I'm very happy with the result. I'll be more than happy if you like it and if you want to get it from the gallery. But the actual building, oh my god, it really, really was a pain for me. Like, I wanted to drop at some point. Believe me, I was like, why am I even doing this? At some point, I thought, okay, how about having just this shell and making the interior renovated, because I just couldn't give it the actual real vibes that we saw in the movie. But then I thought, what would be the point? Like, am I making the Rosehill Cottage or not? What am I doing? So then I stuck with the, main plan to give it as much realism as I could. So I tried. And yeah, now we're moving to the living room, and we have also a lot of clutter here, a lot of lamps. Like, I talked about this, and I'm saying this again. I said this also when I built this. What's the thing with movies and lamps? Like, in every single movie, even the Home Alone one, when I did that house, I realized back then they had a trillion million lamps in the build. And I'm like, who has so many lamps in their homes? How many lamps do you have in your house? I think I don't have more than 4 lamps, but in this house, I think there are like 20 lamps on each shelf, on each cabinet, on each, I don't know, surface that you can find. There has to be a lamp. And I'm like, how? How can you turn those on each time you enter the house? They don't automatically come on. They don't turn on by default. You have to manually, because they're lamps, you have to manually turn them on. And I'm like, really? Is this a movie thing, or people in real life really do have that many lamps? Like, it's something that my brain cannot understand. I don't know, maybe it's because where I live, or because I'm not used with a lot of lamps, but for real, I think I have more than 20 to 30 lamps in this build, and I'm placing them everywhere, and it makes the room light, and it's a nice thing. But when it comes to realism, like, really, so many lamps? But yeah, let's stop talking about lamps. So let's talk pillows. We also have a bunch of pillows on everything. on the armchairs, on the sofas, on the bed, and yeah, it's a nice thing, but I'm sad that I don't have in the game the pillow that was a reward from the last event that we had during the summer, I think. I haven't finished that event, unfortunately, and that means I don't have the rewards. So I couldn't use those pillows, but I've used the ones I had, the ones that are base game, and the ones that come with the modern Lux kit. So yeah, as you can see, I'm adding anything that I could find, and so it looks, I think I said realistic too many times in this voiceover, but I believe I will leave you to watch the rest of the build and to see how many lamps I have in the end in this build. Maybe you can count them and let me down in the comments how many lamps I placed in this build. But yes, until the next time, guys, I will leave you to watch the rest of the video. Thank you for being here. If you want to download this build from the gallery, my ID is Create for Sims as always, and I cannot wait to catch up with you in a new speed building video. And I really have some new and exciting things to share with you just before Christmas, so keep an eye on the channel. And yes, I wish you the best, and we'll see you in my next speed build. Bye everyone!